Have you ever felt like life throws challenges your way faster than you can handle them? Like no matter how you plan, something always goes wrong, and it shakes your peace? Well, almost 2,000 years ago, a group of thinkers had the same struggle, and they discovered a philosophy that changed how they saw everything. It's called Stoicism. Stoicism began in ancient Athens around 300 BCE. It was founded by a merchant named Zeno of Citium, who lost everything in a shipwreck. Stranded and broken, he wandered into a bookstore and came across the writings of Socrates. What started as tragedy became transformation. Zeno began studying philosophy and teaching in the open marketplace of Athens, on a place called the Stoa Poikile, or Painted Porch. That's where the movement got its name, Stoicism, the philosophy of the porch. Over time, Stoicism evolved. Three great Stoic thinkers built its foundation. Epictetus, a slave-turned-teacher, taught that freedom isn't about your circumstances. It's about your mind. Seneca, a wealthy Roman statesman, showed how to apply Stoicism in politics, wealth, and everyday life. And Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, wrote his personal reflections, known today as Meditations, perhaps one of history's most beloved books on self-control, leadership, and emotional strength. At its heart, Stoicism is a philosophy of life, not just a theory, not endless arguments about abstract ideas. It's practical wisdom designed to help you live with peace, purpose, and strength, no matter what happens around you. Stoicism begins with a simple but powerful idea. In life, there are things we can control and things we cannot. We can control our thoughts, our choices, and our actions, but we cannot control what others do, what people think of us, or what fate brings our way. Epictetus summed it up perfectly. We suffer not from events, but from our judgment about them. It means most of our emotional pain doesn't come from the events themselves, but from how we interpret them. You can't stop the rain, but you can choose not to curse it. You can't control what others say, but you can choose how to respond. That's the Stoic secret, mastering your mind to stay calm in a chaotic world. The Stoics believed that virtue, living with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline, is the only true good. Money, fame, comfort, or status are not good or bad in themselves. They're indifferent, tools that can be used well or poorly. If you lose your wealth but remain honest and strong, you've lost nothing truly important. But if you gain wealth by sacrificing integrity, you've lost everything. That's why Stoicism feels so modern. It asks the same question we all do. What really matters? When the noise of comparison, greed, and fear fades, what's left is character. The Stoic path is not about withdrawal from life, but engagement, living actively but wisely. One common misconception is that Stoicism means being cold or emotionless. But that's not true. Stoicism doesn't teach you to suppress emotions. It teaches you to understand them. Anger, jealousy, fear, grief. These are natural responses, but Stoics believed we should not let them control us. When you step back and ask, is this under my control? You create space between stimulus and response. In that space, you find peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. To the Stoics, peace isn't the absence of pain, but the ability to stay steady despite it. Stoicism isn't just something you read about, it's something you do. Ancient Stoics practiced daily reflection, journaling, visualization, and mindfulness. Each morning they prepared for challenges, reminding themselves that they might face rudeness, loss, or hardship, but that they still had the power to respond with integrity. At night they reviewed the day. What did I do well? Where did I fall short? How can I improve tomorrow? This rhythm of preparation and reflection helped them stay anchored, even in storms of uncertainty. You can do the same today, through journaling, mindful breathing, or simply pausing before reacting. In a world full of distractions, noise, and endless comparison, Stoicism offers clarity. It reminds us that peace doesn't come from perfect circumstances, but from mastering how we see them. When your phone explodes with negativity, when work overwhelms you, when people test your patience, Stoicism whispers, this too you can endure. It's not about detachment from life, but about engaging in it wisely. It's about striving for inner strength, grounded in calm and purpose. In the next part, we'll explore the 4 pillars of Stoic virtue: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and how you can apply them in modern life for unshakable peace of mind. Stoicism offers something profound for our everyday life: the pursuit of virtue. The ancient Stoics believed that if you mastered 4 core virtues, you'd unlock a resilient, rational, and serene mind, regardless of what happens around you. Imagine these virtues as pillars holding up your character, each one essential for building a life of meaning. The first pillar is wisdom. Wisdom is not just book knowledge or cleverness. It is understanding what really matters and why. It's learning to observe the world without judgment, to act thoughtfully, and to step back before you react. In a world flooded with opinions, news, and drama, wisdom is the ability to separate noise from signal, distraction from purpose. Epictetus taught that wisdom begins when we know what is within our control and what is not. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. You might feel angry, but wisdom asks, can I change this? Or must I change my attitude instead? Wisdom means not letting small frustrations shake your foundation. It's seeing events as they are, not as you fear or wish them to be. The second pillar is courage. Courage in Stoicism is more than heroic acts or bold declarations. It's the strength to face difficulties, pain, loss, or criticism, and still act according to your values. Seneca wrote that, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's the willingness to do the right thing, even when afraid. Think about the moments you feel anxious before a big decision, or nervous before speaking the truth to a friend. Courage is choosing integrity over comfort. It's showing up for life despite uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius, who led Rome through wars and plague, wrote daily reminders to himself, "If it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining." Courage, to a Stoic, is persistent endurance. The third pillar is justice. Justice is the virtue of treating others wisely and fairly. It's the recognition that humans are social beings, interconnected, and that our actions ripple outward. For Stoics, justice means acting honorably, respecting others, and contributing to the common good. Marcus Aurelius believed that living justly is essential for peace of mind. You can be wise or courageous in isolation. How you treat others shapes who you are. Justice means not deceiving, harming, or ignoring the needs of those around you. Seneca wrote, "No one can live happily who has regard for himself alone." For the Stoic, justice brings harmony between inner strength and outward kindness. The fourth pillar is temperance. Temperance is self-control, the ability to master desires, impulses, and distractions. It is moderation in all things, not too much, not too little. Our modern lives tempt us to overindulge, whether it's food, social media, spending, or status. Temperance teaches discipline, focus, and balance. Epictetus taught students to pause and ask before action. Is this really necessary? Will this strengthen my character? Temperance means saying no when necessary, and yes only to what aligns with your deeper values. When practiced together, these 4 virtues create a resilient framework for life. Wisdom guides your mind, courage steels your heart against difficulties, justice connects you to others, and temperance keeps you steady amid temptation. One simple exercise from Stoicism is to begin the day with intention. Visualize possible challenges. Tell yourself, whatever happens, I will respond with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. At night, reflect. Where did I succeed? Where did I fall short? How can I improve tomorrow? Modern psychologists have found that habits like daily reflection, journaling, and mindful awareness increase emotional stability. Stoics discovered this thousands of years ago. Our world often encourages the opposite of Stoic virtue: instant gratification, comparison, outrage, and reckless opinions. The 4 pillars offer a powerful antidote. They transform adversity into opportunity. A difficult coworker becomes a test for courage. A tempting distraction becomes a lesson in temperance. A challenging moral choice becomes justice in action. It's easy to drift in life, blown about by trends and news and other people's opinions. Stoicism invites you to be the captain of your inner ship, to build habits and rituals that anchor you in what matters, to make choices each day that strengthen your mind and spirit. Today, leadership experts, athletes, and entrepreneurs return to Stoicism for guidance in tough times. The Stoic virtues foster grit, compassion, and clear thinking. Marcus Aurelius, who was emperor in times of chaos, wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to memorize dozens of rules. Simply use the 4 pillars as daily questions. Was I wise in my decisions? Did I act with courage when challenged? Was I fair and kind to others? Did I maintain self-control in temptation? Each day, these questions refuel your journey, slowly building unshakable peace and resilience. In the next part, we'll apply Stoicism to everyday problems: stress, anxiety, relationships, work, and loss. With real-world examples and practical exercises, you'll discover how this ancient wisdom transforms even the toughest modern moments. This is Mind Fuel. Let's shape character, deepen wisdom, and build a resilient mind together. We've learned what Stoicism is, and we've explored its 4 pillars of virtue. Now comes the most important part: how to use Stoicism to transform your life right now in the challenges you face every single day. Let's start with stress and anxiety. You wake up, your mind floods with worries: your job, your relationships, money, health, what people think of you. Your heart races, your stomach tightens. This is where Stoicism becomes your anchor. When anxiety hits, the Stoic practice is simple. Pause and ask yourself, what is actually within my control right now? You cannot control the outcome of that job interview, but you can control how well you prepare. You cannot control what others think, but you can control your integrity and effort. You cannot control the economy, but you can control your spending and planning. Seneca wrote a letter about this exact struggle. He said that we often suffer more in imagination than in reality. We create worst-case scenarios in our minds and treat them as truth. Stoicism teaches you to separate what is real from what is imagined. Ask yourself, is this happening now, or am I worrying about something that might never occur? The moment you make this distinction, anxiety loses its grip. You shift from panic to planning, from helplessness to action. Now let's talk about difficult people and relationships. You have a boss who is demanding and critical, a family member who pushes your buttons, a friend who disappoints you. These relationships hurt because you're attached to how they should be, not accepting how they are. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself regularly that difficult people are like thorns. It's their nature. They're not thorns because they choose to hurt you. That's simply what they are. When you accept this, you stop taking their behavior personally. You respond with patience rather than anger. Epictetus taught that other people's words and actions are not about you. They're about them. What matters is your response. If someone insults you, the insult only has power if you give it power. You can choose to see it as their problem, their pain, their ignorance, not your shame. This doesn't mean being passive or accepting abuse. Justice still calls you to set boundaries, to speak truth, to stand firm. But you do it without rage, without needing them to change for you to be at peace. The Stoic approach is to separate the person from their actions. You can disapprove of what they do while still treating them with basic respect and dignity. Loss and grief are perhaps the deepest tests of Stoicism. Death, heartbreak, failure, illness. These are inevitable parts of being human, and they hurt. Marcus Aurelius wrote about this with profound honesty. He didn't say that loss doesn't matter or that you shouldn't grieve. Instead, he taught that everything is temporary. Time is a river of passing events, he wrote. Everything you love will eventually be taken from you, not to punish you, but because that is the nature of existence. This sounds dark, but it's actually liberating. When you accept that loss will come, you stop clinging so desperately. You appreciate what you have now, fully and deeply, without the illusion of permanence. You love without fear, knowing that the love itself, not its duration, is what matters. Seneca practiced a technique called premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization. He would regularly imagine the loss of things he cared about, his home, his wealth, even his life. Not to be morbid, but to prepare his mind. When you've already imagined a loss, it becomes less shocking when it arrives. You've built resilience in advance. When grief comes, Stoicism doesn't tell you to suppress it. It says to feel it fully, but also to remember, I knew this day would come. I am sad, but I am still standing. I will endure. Let's talk about work and ambition. Our culture tells us to climb, to win, to dominate. Stoicism doesn't reject ambition, but it reframes it. Instead of seeking outcomes you cannot fully control, like being promoted, beating competitors, or becoming famous, focus on what you can control: your effort, your skill, your integrity, your preparation. Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome, the most powerful position imaginable. But he wrote to himself, "You have power over your will alone. Everything else is not in your control." He worked hard, but he didn't attach his peace of mind to results. He knew he could lose his throne tomorrow. This mindset is paradoxically more successful. When you're not desperate for outcomes, you perform better. You take risks without panic. You handle failure without despair. You celebrate success without arrogance. Focus on the process, not the prize. Master your craft. Show up with integrity. Let the results follow naturally. So how do you start practicing Stoicism today? The Stoics weren't philosophers who just theorized. They were practitioners. They had daily rituals. Begin your morning with intention. Spend 5 minutes visualizing your day. What challenges might you face? Traffic? Difficult conversations? Temptations? Tell yourself, I will respond with wisdom. I will stay calm. I will act with integrity no matter what. During the day, pause regularly. When you feel triggered, angry, or anxious, stop and ask, is this in my control? What is? This one question can shift your entire perspective in seconds. At night, journal or reflect for 10 minutes. Ask yourself, did I act according to my values today? Where did I succeed? Where did I fall short? What will I do differently tomorrow? This isn't about perfection. It's about gradually building new patterns, new habits of mind. Over weeks and months, you'll notice that situations that used to shake you now feel manageable. Stress loses its grip. Relationships improve. You feel more grounded, more yourself. The beauty of Stoicism is that it's not dependent on your circumstances. You don't need wealth, health, fame, or perfect relationships to practice it. A slave like Epictetus could be free while in chains. An emperor like Marcus Aurelius could find peace amid war and plague. An ordinary person in the modern world can find unshakable calm in chaos. Stoicism is available to everyone, everywhere, right now. It asks only that you take responsibility for your mind, your choices, and your character. In a world obsessed with controlling external things, money, status, appearance, Stoicism whispers the revolutionary truth. You already have what you need. You have your mind, your will, and your power to choose. Master these and nothing can touch your peace. The Stoic path isn't easy. It requires daily practice, honest reflection, and the courage to face hard truths about yourself. But it works. It has worked for thousands of years across cultures and circumstances. Start small. Today, notice one thing you're worrying about that's not in your control. Release it. Notice one person who frustrated you. See them with compassion instead of judgment. Notice one moment where you acted with integrity, even when it was hard. Honor that. Tomorrow, do it again. Over time, you're not just reading philosophy. You're becoming a philosopher in the truest sense. You're building a life of wisdom, courage, justice, and peace. This is what Stoicism offers. Not escape from life, but deeper engagement with it. Not freedom from pain, but freedom within it. Not perfection, but steady, daily improvement. The ancient Stoics left us these tools. Now it's your turn to use them. This is Mind Fuel I, where ancient wisdom meets modern life, and where you become the architect of your own peace. Thank you for journeying through Stoicism with us. The philosophy that conquered empires and transformed slaves into sages is now in your hands. Use it well,